us about your business.
So my name is Aishwarya. You can call me Ash. I started my business. I registered my business technically in 2021, but I started it like 10 years ago. So I have very sensitive skin because of an accident, a burn accident that I met with in the childhood. So I have very sensitive skin, and every fancy product on the market would rather do damage to my skin. So I always used natural ingredients and natural products, homemade remedies for myself. And that is how my interest developed in it. Whatever was extra, my friends and family would buy it, and they would always encourage me to sell it. So finally, in 2021, I registered my business, Spell Bathing LLC, in Jersey City, New Jersey. And yeah, I have a website, and I have a physical storefront, which was sponsored by Jersey City Economic Development Corporation. I hand make bath and body products like soaps, bath bombs, bath salts, self-care gift packs, and mask. All these products are natural, and I try to use as many organic ingredients as I can. Um, so yeah, handmade bath and body products. Primarily, my market is tri-state area, especially New York, New Jersey. Mostly women, very conscious about their physical and mental well-being, very conscious about what they're putting on their bodies, understanding the price points, and they are in a position to afford them, because these are not like something you can buy off Bath and Body for like $2. So yeah, I mean, mostly women conscious about healthy lifestyle, interested in yoga, and making conscious choices, conscious and sustainable choices, because my products are sustainable too.
What are some of your biggest challenges in growing your business?
Some of the key challenges were pricing, whether I am pricing my products right. Am I making enough profit? Am I not like underpricing myself or overpricing myself? And because, when you start your business, you're not confident of what you can charge, like what other businesses are charging, and whether you can charge that amount or not. So I think one of the issues were pricing. The second was finding the right manufacturing resources. I wouldn't say resources, but say procurement resources for the raw material, paying right for the materials that I need. So yeah, I think initial days are always hit and trial method, as small businesses, and especially like a first generation entrepreneur, and someone who doesn't have a family support. I mean, in this country, there could be like many key challenges that a small business can have.
How did you overcome these challenges?
One key is to connect yourself with people who know the industry. So just like get out and network with them. You know, CNPP is a fabulous resource, for like one of the fabulous resources I've come across. And my coach Eric has always helped me, navigate the challenges that I'm facing. But yes, as I said, one key is to go out, network, talk to people, like be open about your challenges, and discuss the possible solution, educating yourself. So SBA has a lot of free webinars and seminars they do. I used to, watch them, attend them. Yeah, read about the topic. There are various forums that you can ask questions in. Um, yes, I think educating yourself, going out and asking people.
How did you learn about the CNPP?
It was a market that I attended, like a small holiday pop-up setup. So that I attended that, And there I remember her telling me about CNPP and how you guys have fabulous resources and how you're helping other small businesses. But yeah, I think, as I said, you go out and you meet fabulous people, and then you get to know about the resources that exist in our community.
How has the CNPP helped in your business development?
CNPP has helped me understand the resources that exist in the system, resources that SBA has for us, and also some simple questions like, I wanted to know a pricing strategy for my products when I was revisiting the pricing strategy, and Eric provided me with a template how to calculate the pricing strategy, which I never knew I could do. So certain small things like that, which a small business might not understand. But yeah, I mean, the resources that exist and putting the information
Yes.
out. And I think since you guys have already have businesses that are of similar nature in terms of ownership, like small businesses, Asian American, maybe first generation women owned and whatnot, and have the similar struggles. I think like my coach, especially my coach, exactly knew what resources would work for me. As I said, one of my initial challenges was pricing, finding the right target audience, my P&L statement. So at times you're just ignorant about the business operations, and it could be a very simple thing like filing your sales taxes every quarter, or like how do you work the financials around. So I kept talking to Eric many times, and I think he's one of the best person. He's so approachable. He is always like straight to point and know what would work for you. So even if there are 10,000 solutions out, he would exactly know what solution would fit for your business and your needs. And I think that kind of helped me navigate certain situations, certain challenges or operations that I did not know enough about. So, yeah, I think business development, I've always spoken to Eric about my inhibition, things on my mind. And sometimes, I remember a conversation with him where I was calculating if a new product launch would make any sense for my business. And we dived into the details of how it might not make sense for me. So the way he put it across, like it wasn't like, it was very balanced. It wasn't demotivating, but at the same time, an eye opener about how certain things might not work for this business that I have.
How is your business doing these days?
I felt like my business, I have diverted it a bit these days. I am getting more into workshops of like, make your own bath bombs, make your own bath salts, soaps, and stuff like that. So I am getting more into that versus selling products, making and selling products. Um, and that's doing really well. Like the response that I get is really good.
Do you anticipate any new challenges for your business?
Yeah, I think inflation is a huge challenge for all of us, keeping our profit margins to make sense for us. And at the same time, not inflating our product prices to a point where the customer would think that they wouldn't want to pay for it. Maintaining the quality at those price points. I think that's one of the main challenge that I see right now. Shipping has become expensive. A lot of items that I use, raw materials that I use, they have become expensive. Um, so these are the challenges, and I think the only thing that I can devise to deal with them right now um, is just like see how can I source for bulk, how can I keep my manufacturing cost low to keep the profit margin the same. I have steered more towards doing the workshops, like creating the experiences versus selling the products. And I see like, since pandemic, people want to go out, they want to learn something new, they want to meet new people, and attending those workshops is one of the way to learn, create, like be creative and at the same time learn new things. So I am going to focus more on these workshops, and these could be for the corporates, smaller personal events, product launch, uh, and yeah. So I am doing a workshop like for KRE, and it's a 8 days workshop, like every residential. So that's for their luxury residential buildings, and there are 8 buildings, and I would be doing like 8 workshops for each of the building. So these residents, these real estate developers, they want to introduce new things in their arena so that they can keep the tenants and whatnot. Like everybody is doing new things to keep the business alive these days. And I think steering into the workshops has made a lot of sense for me. And that is where I see growing the business now.
What milestones do you want to achieve going forward?
That's a very tricky question. I keep them changing. So I make goals and milestones and revisit them every 3 to 6 months, depending on what they are, and adjust them, because one thing as a small business I've learned is this is not a race. And even if sometimes you fail to achieve those milestones or goals that you've created for yourself, you still have achieved a lot. So I used to create like financial goals, and sometimes it was harder to achieve them. And I would get disappointed. Like, this is just personally me, just me. I would like disappointed with what has happened. So if I create goals for myself, especially financials and sales, but uh, I like keep revisiting them every 3 to 6 months and like be flexible with them.
Any advice you want to share with other entrepreneurs?
I think one biggest thing I have learned is running a small business is not easy. We all know the stats that, you know, um, I'm forgetting the percentage, but a lot of like majority of businesses die in their first few years in the business. So running a business is not easy. You are managing, end-to-end operations, be it finance, HR, social media, and whatnot. Um, and the key is not to give up. Like even if you're just like not doing well for certain time, just like it's a phase that happens to every business, and keep going. As I said, readjust your goals depending on where you stand today and where you'll be standing in the next short term. um, but the key is like keep going versus just dying out or phasing out, for that matter. One of the biggest thing is how CNPP, everyone at CNPP is so approachable. Whenever I need Eric, always email him and set up a time with him and shoot my questions, or like meet over a video or in person to discuss the inhibitions that I have. Be it a new product, be it a new service, be it a new market, new strategy. I talk to him because you guys have experts in every field, and you know how to connect the resources, like you know how to connect the small businesses with the resources that exist. So I think I am lucky enough to know CNPP exists, and the help you guys do to small businesses. I think, yeah, it's very important to also kind of be conscious about the ingredients, the packaging we use, where do we source our ingredients from, because I know, like, as a consumer of shea butter, there are various companies in Africa, but they use child labor and their material could be cheaper. But the question as a small business I ask myself is like, is that something I want to do? Is that something I want to envision in my business? Um, So, as small businesses, we have that responsibility towards our community and future generations about how our small step can make a difference.